No. Next question.
On this week's GTA 6 o'clock, more GTA 6 music revealed. I've got a song called Back to Life. It will be on GTA 6. Early access pre-order bonuses. All of those people get access to GTA Online 24 hours before everybody else. And what's next for Rockstar?
A fully Rockstar piratical game could be really fabulous.
It's all here on this week's GTA 6 o'clock. Hello and welcome to episode 111 of GTA 6 o'clock, the world's most in-depth and best connected GTA 6 show. And in the week where an electronics store in Norway promised to give you GTA 6 for free as long as you had a baby on release day, we're going to talk about music, pre-orders, and the future. I am your host, James JJ Jarvis, and here to analyze and discuss all the details from the world of GTA and Rockstar this week is Dan Dawkins. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
Hello. Baby on launch day. Not us. We're not having a baby on launch day.
There are easier ways to get a copy of GTA 6.
For free?
I might, well, maybe not for free, but I've experience of babies, not actually having them myself. Hard to plan in that way, to go to the day.
Yes.
Difficult.
You have a child, but you haven't gone through the process of having the baby. Is what you mean?
Wow. I won't even go where I was going to go, but it's not ideal if you had a guy who was like, it'd be really good if the baby came out today. I'm sure his wife will love him forever.
Yeah, because I really need that copy of GTA 6.
Yeah. She's like,
so
hello.
How strict do you think that we've already gone too wayward. I was going to be like, how strict do you think they're going to be? Like if it's 12:01 the next day, they're like, nope, sorry.
I think it's got to be that. It's got to be like a hard, I hate to say it. It's got to be a hard line, right? Otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Well, I guess you have to define which, global time zone it is, right? So I guess it's
Europe.
Europe or Norwegian time zone. So, but I guess if you born out 1 minute outside of that, it's technically no longer GTA 6 launch day.
No, it's not.
They'll put it one way, they have to define the terms really clearly to avoid a lot of really scandalous follow-up stories.
Yeah, well, stay tuned to GTA 6 o'clock as we follow that developing story. But for now, first up this week, we've almost certainly have a new GTA 6 music track confirmed via the band themselves. This track is called Back to Life. It's from Australian electronic band Panama in collaboration with another band called Poolside. And hopefully it sounds like this. So, very GTA 6 vibes, feels very in tune with some of the other music that we've heard. I can imagine listening to that driving down Ocean Drive and having a very nice time. I think it's like a great choice for the soundtrack. I don't know if you hate it, feel differently.
No, I think it's great. I've already virtually got my rag top down.
There you go.
I'm cruising down Miami Beach.
It's taken from the album Blame It All on Love, which was released 20th October 2023 on Counter Records. Now, we know that this is pretty legitimate because the band themselves, in a now deleted Instagram comment, said, I've got a song called Back to Life. I wrote with Poolside. It will be on GTA 6. And if that doesn't tell you that that song might be in GTA 6, I don't know what does. They have also previously worked with Rockstar, or Poolside have. They had a song called Do You Believe, which was featured on GTA 5. All of these things line up, right? Previous experience working with Rockstar. They like their music. They've said they've got a new song in GTA 6. All of the pieces are fitting together.
And like a hasty deletion of an emphatic comment. It does look very probable. I guess if I was to make the reverse case, I would just say, were I a band looking to make a name for myself, pretending I had a song in GTA 6 would be one way to do it. But it's a very short-term win. I don't think people would love you for lying. And if you look at this particular act, they've got form.
Yeah.
Their last track was in Radio Mirror Park. It's just a stylistic, perfect fit for GTA 6. So this feels, and you know, it can't be 100% probable, highly probable.
High 90s. That's what I'm saying.
Highly probable. That's 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. There's also another band this week heavily hinting about their music in GTA 6. This is Neon Indian. Their lead member, Alan Palamo, hinted during a Spotify podcast that his history with Rockstar, having previously also been in GTA 5, was not over. He didn't say anything more than that due to non-disclosure agreements, but he basically said something along the lines of, we have a great history. It's not finished. I'm not going to say any more than that. Make of that what you will.
Did he twirl a moustache?
They've also, as I say, been in GTA 5. Their song, if you play GTA Online when it first launched, their song is the one you get in the opening cutscene.
Okay.
That has since obviously changed because the opening of GTA Online is now different, but that's sort of where they found their connection with the audience who play GTA Online. So, couple of good tracks there that I think pretty much start to build another picture of what we're going to be hearing in GTA Online. And in fact, we had an email from Rennie on the subject of music, who had a nice short and sweet message. Hello, just in my local pub in Bristol, UK. Shout out Bristol, just down the road from where we are recording this.
From GTA Towers.
Yeah. In the latest edition of Crack magazine, which is, I couldn't think of a more appropriate Rockstar magazine that they wanted to put an advert in, and they have done in the February issue, which is number 174. Just after the first page, so you turn the front page, is an advert for Circo Loco Records for a song called Baby Run by Jimmy Jules. Now, I'm not saying that every song signed to Circo Loco Records is going to be in GTA 6, but am I right to say that we fully expect a Circo Loco? All right, I'm going to say a high probability that there's going to be a Circo Loco Records radio station in GTA 6.
Well, if I was a big games
member
publisher and I had a record label and I had literally the biggest entertainment product in the world and I was looking to increase the profile of the other thing through the other thing in a way that feels completely synergized, then yes, I would have a Circo Loco record label channel. Or maybe they ever so slightly change the label, but it's the same records or not. It's entirely up to them, but I would strongly expect there to be a Circo Loco link up.
Now, how do you feel about this? I haven't written this in our notes, so we're going off topic. A few episodes ago, we talked about Rappinator being in the game, which was like a way where you could potentially make your own music within GTA 6 if all of those things connect together. They might not. It might not be in there at all. But if you could do that, and if you could create your own records within GTA 6, is there then a real world possibility of Rockstar going, anything you create in the game we own because you're using samples that we have approved from our record label, Circo Loco Records. So you can use all of these samples from these artists, make your own tracks. People then make their own tracks that become very popular. Rockstar can then take them and publish them as like a community created album of GTA 6 remix songs and put it out in the real world as a record that then you can go and buy. Like, it comes full circle. It's very good marketing I would go for there.
Yeah. I think it would be a bit crude. Like, for example, to actually, like in the ye olden days, like turn it into a CD and make direct money from it might be a bit rum. But to have it as like almost like an extended piece of UGC where other people can access it.
I'd sell it as a vinyl.
Really? But do you think, I guess there have to be a very large caveat about you, say you'd made a track, right? And then Rockstar used it as the opening track of the Circo Loco remix UGC special featuring JJ, feat JJ, right? And like, would you expect to get paid for that?
No. But
What if
because
they were selling it on your name as the host of GTA 6
well,
o'clock?
it would be my obviously my DJ producer name, which may or may not be the same. I haven't quite decided.
DJ
that yet.
JJ.
Yeah, Triple J.
DJJ. No, that's anyway. Let's discuss that later.
But I think if you make your in-game like producer name whatever you want it to be, could be your own name, could be whatever, and then you like basically become a producer within the world of I'm just taking these tracks and remixing them, like Calvin Harris, let's say, for example. I know he does more than just remix songs. Don't come at me in the comments. Wow. Anyway, if I became Calvin Harris and then said, here are all my songs from the Rappinator on GTA 6, and Rockstar went, we really want to use one of these for this album, I'd be like, fine. In the same way that we've discussed before and gone, if you're a big name artist and Rockstar come to you, do you want to be in this game? Here's some money, but not millions of pounds. You'd have to weigh up, like, there's a chance I could get really famous off this and really blow up all of my other records. So you're just going to say yes.
There's a lot of imponderables here. So would you think you would start a DJ career on the back of, well, now I'm famous, I may as well become a DJ?
Well, I don't think, because there's a difference between DJing and producing, right? I can't mix records in like this improbable scenario in GTA 6 where I get to make my own songs, but I can't mix records in that. I'm remixing current beats and loops and making like a really good tune out of it. But I don't think then I can go to a club and play records. But I might hear my song somewhere in a club.
I mean, that would be cool. And cool is cool. But I personally feel if Rockstar were trying to monetize my creation, I guess unless I'd explicitly signed the rights away. And that, there's a lot of things we sign the rights away to because we can't be bothered to read them. Right?
It'll be you'll sign it away as you press accept on the scrolling wall of text when you load up GTA 6.
But I feel. I mean, Rockstar probably within their rights to do that. You'd sign it away. I would feel it would be a little bit if I made a banging remix. This is so hypothetical.
Yeah.
If we made a banging remix and then it was like one of the reasons it was sold and then they remonetized it, I'd feel a little bit shortchanged.
Wow.
I would feel.
I don't think our DJ career is going to, our duo is going to go well, because I'm there going, just take it. And you're like, hang on a minute.
I tell you what would happen is they'd use your track, not mine. That's as simple as that. They'd be like, that's a good one. That's a bad one.
But if we have to make a GTA 6 o'clock tune, we're going to get into a whole load of back and forth about, you can use it. Oh, no, Dan says you can't. It's going to be a disaster.
Well, that's a negotiating tactic. That's good cop, back up. Good remixer, bad remixer. The ultimate negotiation tactic.
I mean, maybe they don't even release it then, but they do launch it in a club in GTA Online. So you can go and hear that music from UGC stuff somewhere. Then they're not taking any money. You still get your props.
More legit. And because it's all in world where they're not, I guess if they were charging virtual GTA bucks to go into the club, then I might feel, again, you're doing it off the back of my excellent remix.
Unless you
no one will go to your dirty club without my brilliant remix, Rockstar.
Unless you own the club. And then you're getting the kickback from playing other people's music.
I guess the problem is, though, Rockstar own all of the clubs, don't they, really?
Yeah, but like in the way that you can buy a business in GTA Online, you buy the club. You play your own music in the club. Can you invite other people in and go, $100 GTA dollars for you? Maybe.
Yeah.
We've gone down a road here that is very hypothetical.
It's a thorny path.
But I'd love to know what all of you think about the possibility of being able to make your own music in the game. And then would you or would you not allow that to be sold for actual money and or GTA 6 money? Let's see. Let us know in the comments. Speaking of emails, then, Dan, we've also had an interesting question from MTG Peddler, who says, "Good morning / afternoon, gentlemen. Don't believe you've talked at length on this topic, and it may be a good one during this drought of fresh GTA news. But do you think there will be early access for GTA 6 if you pre-order a premium version of the game? I know Rockstar has not done this with GTA 5 or Red Dead 2, but early access wasn't really a thing across the industry when GTA 5 launched and was just becoming more popular when Red Dead Redemption 2 launched. So my question is, do you think GTA 6 will have early access, and how much do you think it will cost? I'm guessing $120 to $150 price point. Discuss. Well, there's a long answer here and a short answer here, I feel. And I think we're in agreement that the short answer is no. No.
Next question.
Right. So thanks for listening. Off we go.
But we jokingly discussed this off air, and my nuanced take was, no. But actually, when you peel back the layers, why is it a hard no potentially? And having set up the no, I could throw it back to you and say, why do you think it might be unlikely that we get early access to GTA 6?
And I would say probably for a lot of the reasons that we've discussed over the last few weeks when we were talking about will it be physical and digital copies day one, releasing something early access gives you the same kind of problems of some people having access to the game 24 to 48, in some situations these days 72 hours before the rest of the world who are waiting for the day one release. And we don't know how long GTA 6 is, but I would say some people are going to play that game for an entire day and probably finish it. The story mission, like if you mainline the story, within 24 to 48 hours, someone has finished the whole story. And then you have the problem of some people posting that online and basically putting all of the key beats out there before 98% of the player base has played it. It's just damaging, and it doesn't feel like I don't actually think that would affect any of the sales at all, but it just dampens the experience for everybody else, and it doesn't feel like a thing they'd want to do. I just don't see a pre-order bonus like that happening. I think you will get a premium version of a pre-order thing that will be, as we've discussed, inflatable crocodile and probably some in-game currency, some liveries for your cars, some special access to clothing. But actually being able to play the game before anybody else, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sorry.
No, I agree. And again, in my mind, I've been stewing on let's say I didn't think like how I think, and they was trying to make a positive case for this. Now, one way you may do it, I also think this isn't true, is in the form of like PlayStation do sometimes with trial versions. When you've got the top version of PS Plus, they might unlock, let's say, the first 6 to 10 hours of the game. And then it means that there'll be spoilers, but not spoilers for the end of the game. Again, why do that? And I think to look at the reasons for why would anyone do early access, right? And generally, I think the reason people do early access is it's a marketing and awareness play. It's not, it's under the guise of help us make our game better, be on the ground floor, help improve our game. And like all those things are true to an extent to be part of an extended feedback loop. Some games are in early access for like how long? Like years. Right?
Yeah. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 was in early access for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, years and years. And so, that's, but I think it's a bit about iterating on the gameplay. As much as anything, it's about awareness. It's about building a community groundswell and having those people talk for you. Do we feel like GTA 6 has an awareness challenge?
Yes. No one knows about that game. I've bamboozled you with my yes. You were expecting a no.
All right, he's blindsided me. He's blindsided me.
No, obviously not. And I think, this isn't, we're not talking about early access in the way that some PC games are in early access forever. This is like, I assume what MTG Peddler is talking about is that kind of 1 day, 2 day window before everybody else where you just get to play the game. Even that, it's just not going to happen.
I was going to say the one scenario, there may be a form of early access, not for GTA 6, the single player game, but I wonder if they would consider the option of unlocking GTA Online earlier.
Yes.
For premium. Because I feel like I feel like that's less of a spoiler because it's not, there'll be things spoiled from it, but it's not as critical as the core mission that we've marketed all of GTA 6 around, the relationship between Jason and Lucia. That's all been spoiled. But like if GTA Online is more procedural, it's more about the mechanics in the systems, you could in theory allow that to be out in the world, and it would maybe dim the experience for some people, but that's why you incentivize them to sign up earlier.
Yeah, and it's only 24 hours. 48 hours probably early access. And what that actually feels a lot more tangible, because what that then means is that they're also stress testing their servers. So you get all of these pre-order bonuses or the premium edition, say they sell 500,000 copies. All of those people get access to GT Online 24 hours before everybody else. You get 500,000 people hammering your servers at the same time to check that it doesn't fall over. And then you can open it up to the next wave of people 24 hours later and go, okay, we dealt with that. We fixed the bugs. We made sure everybody could get online. We've reduced the wait times, opened the floodgates to everybody else. Hopefully it's a smoother experience, because these days launching an online thing and then telling everybody to go on online at the same time doesn't tend to go that well. Like it, even with the biggest AAA games, unless it's like been a really established online franchise like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, something that's like constantly online, going like, okay, let's have 1 million people try and access this content. It just like, it works for the most part, but sometimes it falls over and like, you have connection issues and lag and all of that kind of stuff. So I think you're pretty much on the money with a staggered release of GT Online for people who have paid some kind of extra money up front.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a win-win. Like it literally gets them more money, but it's more about the stress testing from having a slightly smaller audience to begin with. Huge, but smaller. And then, because like you say, all online games, so rarely do they launch without flaws, without problems, without, how can you road test this? We've tested it with 100, 200, 1,000 people. Now it's hundreds of thousands, 1 million people. That's a tough thing to accommodate for. So yeah, I think that makes sense.
And obviously they have their base of GTA 5 knowledge, GTA 5 online stuff. And I assume some of those systems will be put in place for GTA 6. So it's not like they're coming at it from nothing. They have a good base of experience. But I think the level of players compared to what GTA Online is now to what GTA Online could be when GTA 6 comes out is probably at least 100% more players. So if they're at 500,000 now, I would expect like 1 million people, at least on the first day, to just go and look at it and go, maybe I want to play this a bit more, maybe I don't.
Oh, for sure. And we talked about the earnings call the other week where Strauss-Zelnick referred to the success of the Safe House in the Hills DLC. And that to me felt like, it was a cool piece of DLC, but it was because it brought back Michael from GTA 5. It felt like one of the first moments where it was like, attention, a much wider audience, come and play GTA Online. Now 6 is that, times 10, times 20, pick your number. So I think that the opportunity for that to go wrong is big. So yeah, I agree. I think that's, so there's, whilst we blanket dismissed early access for online, maybe it's good sense for it.
Now then, Dan, we're going to look into the future now and talk about what's next after GTA 6 for Rockstar. Why are we doing this right now? Well, as somebody said at the beginning of the podcast, it is quite a slow news time at the moment for GTA 6. We just had the investor call, which was a lot more news than we were expecting. Now we think things may go a little bit quiet until May time, around May. So just thought we'd have a little look about what might be coming up in the future and what do things look like after GTA 6. We'll get the obvious things out the way first. They're obviously going to have a team doing constant ongoing support for GTA Online, not just the GTA Online version that we have now, but the new GTA Online, whatever that is, becomes, turns into, etc. Will there be GTA 6 DLC, like GTA 6 single player DLC, like there was planned for 5 that never happened. Talked about it a little bit. Your face is telling me you don't think that this is going to happen.
No, because I think if it was, they'd have implemented that model for 5. Something changed what changed is GTA Online made so much money. It made no sense to make these ultra high production value single player, like, food pill products, story packs. I can't imagine that the economics of that changing. They will just want to focus production resource on GTA Online. I'd love to be proved wrong. I just think they'll use GTA 6 Online as the vehicle to do it.
It would be a lovely treat to have some single player DLC that maybe just like expanded the story beyond what we see in GTA 6. Like it could, not knowing how GTA 6 story is going to go, but it could go like back in time as a piece of DLC and you play Jason and or Lucia at a different time in their life, either before or after the game, and like shows you a little bit more of the surrounding storyline. Like that could be fun. But yeah, unfortunately, I think I agree with you that any kind of updates or major things like that are probably going to happen within the online world. As you say, like we got with Safe House in the Hills, it's returning characters from single player now in online. I think they'll just do more things like that.
I agree. I think once upon a time, let's, for example, look at the release of GTA Vice City, and shortly afterwards you had GTA Vice City Stories, fun spin-off, part of the same world and expansion. But that was really, being made for a bespoke piece of hardware with much lower technical demands, you could say. And that was a world where those things happened, right? Everything wasn't terminally online. We're just in a different world. So I can't see it being single player DLC, sadly.
Fine. Good. Well, let's write that off. So just GTA Online support currently. I would suspect after this version of GTA 6, a lot of that team will move on to what I think will be Red Dead Redemption 3. That game series has been going from strength to strength. It would be weird for them not to do another one, I think.
I agree. I think we've skipped a step.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, I think we've
exciting.
Probably the most
Midnight
likely.
Club.
No, the most likely. I'm going to say this out loud, and we all laugh. What the most likely game to release after GTA 6 is
a GTA 6 again.
It is GTA 6 again.
Okay,
and you know what it is, don't you?
It's GTA 6 on PC.
On PC, that's right. It's GTA 6.
I got there, fans.
Yeah. Oof, we got there. So yeah, it'll be GTA 6 on PC, won't it?
Sure.
And that will be 9 to 18 months probably after GTA 6. And then that will be the all singing, all dancing, all graphic sliders unlocked, etc., etc. Some token new gameplay feature, something features. Oh, and by the way, we've re-released it on the other consoles. A wrinkle in this cream might be, you might have seen the reporting about the cost of RAM, and there's a lot of talk about this. This has affected people. The rumors are saying it's affected the release of the Steam machine.
Yeah.
Because it's just too expensive to release. There's talk of Nintendo increasing the price of Switch 2 because it's too expensive to make. And then the wider rumor, and this was reported on Bloomberg, so it has some credence, is that Sony are looking to push back the release of the next PlayStation to, I can't remember the date, was it 2028? 2029? It's quite far back.
I would say it must be 2029 because we'd expect it in 2028.
Yeah.
You'd expect Sony to start talking about it maybe this summer and then go, it's at least 18 months out, which would put it at the end of 2027 / into 2028. So if they're delaying it by a full year, 28, 29, maybe?
Yeah, possibly so. And I was going to say, we've always got we need the Pro version of PS5 to launch. I forgot that it came out. That came out. And that's how much impact that's had on me. Or I think probably in the wider market, it's a real, you've really got to want that, right, to push for it and for it to make a difference. So my thinking was that, the PC version releases with all the upgrades, looks better. And then that launches onto like new hardware. But I don't think there's going to be that hardware for them unless they really delay the PC version, which they're not going to do.
No, and then you just get the situation that we had with GTA 5, where you get base version. There was obviously PS4 version in the middle, PC version, and then 6 months after that, you get new console version, which is essentially the PC version, but now on consoles, it just releases a little bit later down the line.
Yeah.
And that whole moving of the releases of like what will become the next generation consoles might at some point make me think about getting a Pro, because if Rockstar come out and tell me that is, look at the difference between base and the latest hardware, and it looks like significantly enough better, and I know I'm not getting a new console for 2 more years, maybe there's a more of a chance that I start to think, I'd quite like to play this on the best possible hardware right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm.
And it depends on the price point, I think, where normally that hardware gets cheaper over time.
Yeah.
But we're in this very bizarre scenario where, such as a premium on RAM, consoles are actually getting more expensive. So I think that were the PS5 Pro to still be £550, £600 in 2 years' time, it's a different question to ask yourself, because that's you could almost buy a good PC.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not getting the same problems apply, though, right?
Yeah, and I'm not getting a Pro 6 months away from a new, like a PlayStation 6 or a new Xbox.
Yeah,
I'd have to get it like this year, and then go, there's 2 years in this.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm bedding in.
But as you say, they're going to have. It's not going to get any cheaper, right? With the current RAM and storage problems, it's probably always going to stay that price for a good while now. It's not like everything else is going like, we can't make enough of these machines, and or they're getting more expensive, and Sony can go, aha, but the PlayStation Pro, that's going to get cheaper, everybody, don't worry about that. Like, they'll have to keep that price point the same, if not push it up like everyone else maybe is going to have to do.
That's crazy.
So yeah, like you say, it depends on the price point. But
sorry, I digress. You're right. The release will be GTA 6 again, on PC.
Yeah.
And then I think you're right that the next big thing, if we're talking about, could be a Red Dead. I also think maybe there's also some interim steps we're missing, where we've had things we've discussed for quite a long time, where the community have talked about, where's the GTA 4 remaster? And that's been a thing that was talked about almost as if it was definitely real and happening. And all I might say about that is it's interesting to me that there's a Liberty City reference in GTA 6 through Lucia. I wonder how significantly the game will hark back to Liberty City. It might be as simple as, it's just a thing we say and nothing is ever talked about. It's a thing that occurs in a cutscene. It is, the equivalent of the, what is it, the St. Mark's Bistro or whatever in Mission. Bistro? I'm making that up. That's gravy in the UK. You know what I mean? St. Mark's Bistro. Could be wrong. Maybe it's
Bistro?
Bistro, not Bisto.
Like the food place.
Not
like
Bisto gravy. Like a bistro, yeah, not a Bisto.
Yeah.
This is showing my age. Bisto is a granulated UK gravy. It's not that.
No.
So there's a world where there's a bigger version of Liberty City in GTA 6, like a mission or some kind of standalone. A bit like we had at the start of GTA 5, where you've got those standalone missions there. It could be something like that. And then could that be a portal to, oh, and by the way, we're remastering GTA 4. And again, the level to which it's remastered is anything from, it's just a bit more HD and more stable, to a remastering that's more like Metal Gear Solid Delta was, where it's almost like quite a big reimagining of what it was.
It's quite a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I think someone will have done the maths on, we could do that. Or just basically upscale it and make it fast. And we still sell 70% of the copies. Why go to all that expense to do it? So if that game is still a thing, that could be in the next sort of 2-year window, I imagine, before the next big project.
Yes. Which, as I said, I would imagine to be a Red Dead. I think it all comes back to timing as well, because currently for Rockstar, they tend to like releasing a GTA at the end of a console life cycle. Did it with PS3, doing it again with PS5. Red Dead normally fits in the middle of that cycle as like okay, we know what we're doing now. We can use all of the skills and techniques that we've learned. We'll put them all into this game. But depending on the timelines, you might end up releasing Red Dead, if everything gets pushed back a bit, quite close to launch of a new console. I think there'll be a few years in. Let's say it comes out. New consoles are 2028, 2029. I think we're probably waiting 5 years before Rockstar's next game, like before another Red Dead. Maybe probably longer.
Now, if you look back at history, GTA 5 was 2013, Red Dead Redemption 2 was 2018. Mm-hmm. So you've got a 5-year gap. There must have been some period where Red Dead was still in early production and they were just finishing up GTA 5. But that would suggest that we're not getting a Red Dead, whatever you call it, 3 or Red Dead, sequel until, blimey, 2031 and beyond.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And it might be later. And then there's a whole question of the next Red Dead, where is it set? What do they do? Because Red Dead 2 had already basically pushed to the boundary of when cowboys couldn't be a thing. That's sort of the edge of the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
That way of life starting to die out. You couldn't really set a cowboy game as Red Dead is later.
No, because it becomes cars.
Yeah, it becomes cars and it becomes sort of invalid. And that's the game is about. It's like a very meta game about some ridiculous man who insists that he must go on a horse everywhere and use the spittoon.
Cowboys still exist.
Yeah, and
I'm the last
like,
cowboy.
Dude.
Like Zorro.
But that's an art house project. That's not Red Dead. So, Red Dead, were it to be the thing, might go back in time. It might look at different characters, remix history. Sure, that could definitely be a thing.
And then let's really get into it. What could be after that? They obviously have the established franchises, and with Red Dead and with GTA, got a history of having some things that have not really progressed since their original games, like Bully and even Manhunt. Don't see them making another Manhunt in this day and age. But so it could be that after GTA 6 and Red Dead 3, there is a new IP, which Rockstar have obviously toyed with before in Agent that didn't go anywhere, and had a few little side projects like table tennis, etc., etc. But if they were going to make another game with all of the skills and storytelling that they've got, do you have any sense of what you'd like that game to be? Because I would like it, I think, as I said before, to be a pirate game. I think if Rockstar made a pirate game, it would be brilliant.
Yes, I agree. I don't know what wasn't this the stuff that, this was within the interview that Dan Houser did with the guy whose name I forget, the man who dresses like an undertaker, the tech guy.
Oh, yes, yeah.
You know who I mean? Can you remember his name?
The one from episodes ago.
Long time ago. I'm going to say it wrong. Anyway, so he did that interview, and he did talk a lot about stuff they never really truly explored. And I think as I remember, and people will be fact checking me in the comments, one of those things was, I think one of them was like a sort of medieval game that they concepted.
Lex Friedman.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. So
a
the guy,
medieval game. I mean, interesting.
yeah, which could work in a sort of same way as like Kingdom Come Deliverance, that sort of world. It's obviously different to Pirate, but it's set in that version of a world, a more analog world, a more bloodthirsty world. It lends itself to what Rockstar do really well. And I actually like a fully Rockstar piratical game could be really fabulous, done in the right way. It's just very far away from what they've done. How does it blow away games like Sea of Thieves or the various other pirate clones, Ubisoft's? I didn't play Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed pirate game.
Oh, it's the best. It is the best Assassin's Creed, and I will fight anyone who
is
says...
it Black Flag, is it?
Yes,
is that
Black
right?
Flag.
Yeah.
Because it's not really an Assassin's Creed game. It's a pirate game.
Yeah.
And you just happen to go around and murder some people, but it's just a very good pirate game.
But in amongst all of this, a part of me where I get a bit worried is thinking, like, I'm just looking now, when was the last actual new IP they launched?
Oh. I mean, was it table tennis?
It might actually be table tennis. I'm going
And
back
does
to
that count?
Oh, well, no. Possibly LA Noire.
Of course.
2011,
Yes.
which actually wasn't really their game. That was the Sydney game, the Team Bondi game
Bondi,
that they
yeah.
kind of took on board, they polished, they adopted. So that was 15 years ago.
Which also, let's be honest, was an interesting concept for them to explore, that kind of like police investigative gameplay about a serial killer. It ticked a lot of boxes that you could be like, yeah, all of these things stack up. It was driving around a semi-open world. It was like a lot of the stuff that they had, as a heritage, but just tipped into a slightly different storytelling technique. I really liked LA Noire. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was really good, really interesting, made total sense for them and the sort of world they inhabit. Looking back even further, we're talking about table tennis being one of their last new IPs. That's 20 years old. 20 years old.
Still lives in my memory.
Yeah.
How is this? How does this exist?
Partly because of our relationship with Rockstar, and their PRs were like, we've got a new game. You're not going to guess what it is. And we're like, oh yeah, we'll have a guess. It's Pirates. It's ping pong. You what? So it's been a long, long time is what I'm saying. So I'm struggling a bit to think that suddenly there's going to be a new IP. At the same time, it's been such a span of history. The people who built Rockstar, apart from Sam Houser, and there'll be people obviously who stay and have been there a long time, the figureheads of the company have left. Dan Houser has talked a lot about what a personal game Red Dead Redemption 2 was to him. It felt very much like, it's probably so unfair and unkind, and he says this himself, it was so many other people's work, but like it felt like his thing, like his drive, his story, his vision of what that world was. Do they decide, actually, rather than try and remix that from someone else's perspective, they just do something new? In the same way that, let's say, Naughty Dog have lived in the world of Uncharted for so long, then it was all about The Last of Us, and they went, do you know what, we just can't do those again. It's Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. What is Rockstar's Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet?
Yeah.
Pirates.
It's definitely, Pirates. I mean, I only say that because, as I've talked about before, it felt like they were experimenting with that kind of thing with Guarma in Red Dead, like a tropical setting with different things going on, and it worked really well. And you could see that being a more expanded gameplay experience. And I'd like to think that is, they have a mission or two in GTA 6 where they're experimenting with other things, and it takes a different turn, and you're like, oh, this is interesting. This isn't now Vice City anymore. We're somewhere else. It's a whole different setting. And from my perspective, I like to think that is them as developers, like playing around with things, going, actually, we had a really good time making this section of the game. Why don't we expand that into something else?
Now, in my mind, I was thinking, could they make the next Red Dead game a Pirates game? But actually, the eras they're like 100 years apart. So like the sort of the end of the classical, the Blackbeard Pirates era is like the early 1700s, where you're looking at more 1800s for the Wild West. So there's not quite that overlap. But there is a world where they went, It's under the Red Dead umbrella because of brand recognition,
Yeah.
but pirates.
Red Dead presents pirates.
Yeah, sort of that sort of thing. It feels a bit safer. It'll be the sort of thing you would discuss in a board meeting about what do we call it. And then Sam Houser goes, no, it must be Captain Fuzzbeard's Wild Tomb or whatever it is. And then, they argue it out, right?
Sure. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, lots of things to discuss there. Just before we go, I will say, I think Naughty Dog should make Uncharted 5 because that series was so great, and I think there's room to just have more games like that. So stop making the Intergalactic Heresy project and please go and make Uncharted 5.
So speaks Uncharted 5 o'clock.
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. That's for another time. So let us know what you think about what Rockstar's next project could be in the comments below. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, pop over to the YouTube comments and drop something below. If you're there, why not hit the subscribe button? Or if you want to get in touch with us in another way, you can do so via Twitter or X at GTAVOclock or via email gtavoclock@gmail.com. If you would like all of this condensed into a lovely little newsletter, you can also sign up for that by going to gamesradar.com/newsletter and clicking on the GTA 6 button. And then you will get a newsletter delivered direct to your inbox every Friday.
I personally implore every listener to do that, partly out of selfishness, because I put a lot of love into that newsletter. And it's nice to know somebody reads it. And because it's a newsletter, I get literally no feedback, for better or worse. It feels like I'm filing children's letters to God every week, right?
I read it, Dan.
Well, thank you. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
But if you're a reader of the newsletter, put your comments on the newsletter here as well as on the video.
Yeah,
because I have literally no feedback otherwise. So, but hey, really appreciate you signing up to that. Really appreciate your support for the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this episode of GTA 6 O'Clock. We will go away and read all your comments, and we will be back next week for another episode of GTA 6 O'Clock.